Greetings everyone, some more postcards from my collection. There's a type of card that is intrinsically linked to the American postcard story. The designs are not unique to the USA, but the USA have grabbed it and made it their own. And there is no doubt at all that the large letter cards instantly bring forth the thought of the USA. Now, these cards basically have the location spelled out in individual letters, with each letter has an image from the location positioned inside of it, and they nearly always say greetings from another intrinsic postcard saying greetings from. I always use greetings as my opening for my own vlogs because of the link to the postcard world. These postcards are not very popular here in the UK, and in fact probably will only find them in the cheap boxes if you find them at all, and that's understandable. They are American cards, and Americans are going to be the ones that mainly want to collect these. They are quite popular over in America. I have a handful of these, mainly because I love the story behind them and I love the idea of how they look. I've mainly concentrated on the locations that I've actually visited in America, which means that for me there's a little bit of nostalgia behind the card, rather than just picking up cards from all sorts of places just because they're cheap. I have a few here that I'm going to show you, which will give you the idea of how the cards look and the way they work. The one I've already shown you is for Washington, and quite often with some of these there's a nice bit of border around the edge. Sometimes with some of the buildings, this building here is the state capitol in Olympia. This one also has the state flower, the coast rhododendron, in the bottom corner down here. Now, the thing I like about these is they've got lots of information on the other side. Nickname, Evergreen State, in 1940, which is around the time that these particular cards and these ones that I've got here were issued. Population was 1,736,191, and they do square miles, and entered the Union on November the 11th, 1889. There's normally a little bit of information. This one cost me $3, and all of these actually I bought from a antiques fair in Florida a few years ago. Now, sometimes it's a city, sometimes it's an area, sometimes it's a state. This is California. Now this one is postally used. You've got the Empire State Building, industry, agriculture, for defence, postage 1 cent on the back there, and the date of this one is 1943. It was dated, from California. It's a Pictorial Wonderland Art Tone Series card, printed in San Francisco. This one cost me $4, but I've been to California and I particularly like that one. Somewhere I've been a couple of times is New York, and here's one, greetings from New York. Very orange coloured card, which appealed to me because orange is my favourite colour, and I'll openly admit that that's what drew me to this one. This one's got a lot of text on the back in relation to New York City. This one's published by Herb Co. Card Company in New York. So the cards were produced by different different companies. It was a style that it was used across America, and you can find these large letter cards for all of the different states, most of the major cities. I particularly like this one because the Empire State Building appears in the Y, and I've been to the top of the Empire State Building, so that one brings back some memories. But obviously you can find different ones for the same location. This is a different Greetings from New York, slightly different style. It doesn't have the diagonal curve or that cursive twist in the letters that you see quite often. This is two straight lines with some quite fat, bulging letters. And obviously you've got the Empire, no, you've got the Statue of Liberty, which appeared in that one and also appears in this one. Understandable, it's a major landmark there. This one doesn't have the Empire State Building, which I thought was strange at the time, but there are so many other buildings you can put in there. Greetings from New York. This one also used. This one's 1942, the same postage stamp with the Statue of Liberty on. And this one has a Trans Office CCS cancellation going across there, which I quite like. New York, October the 21st, 1942. And this one was made only by the Ticknor Brothers in Boston. Ticknor Brothers Incorporated, New York office. So the a city that I visited, and I didn't know a lot about it, and I did a tour across America some years ago. Went to a number of different locations, and Chicago was one where I didn't really make any plans. I didn't really know what was there, and it was just one of the places I was going, but it ended up being somewhere that I fell in love with. I loved Chicago. It was a fascinating city. The history, the art galleries, the boat tours around the canals, the waterways that run around the city. It was fantastic. So when I saw this one, I had to have this one. This was a $3 card. This is the J.O. Stoll Company, Chicago, Illinois. Genuine Curtec, Chicago, CT Art Colour Tone postcard. Very nice. I like that one. One of the other places I visited, which I didn't enjoy as much as Chicago, but I was still fascinated in the place that I had wanted to go to, was Los Angeles. Now, I did enjoy my time in Los Angeles, but we only had the one day there. We had a couple of days in Chicago. And we did do the major landmarks that you could see. This one is postmarked 1947. This one has a George Washington 1-cent green used on it, a very common stamp that you come across, used a lot on these cards in the 1940s. And then you have this one. It's also Los Angeles. Now, this is the one I've just shown you. This is the different one. Now, the thing about these is that obviously you get different cars, different companies. The top one, this one is postmarked 1950 from Santa Monica, again used with the 1-cent George Washington. Now, sometimes you find similar locations within the letters, and sometimes you find completely different ones. the thing for me would be remembering which ones I had and which ones I didn't, because obviously there is a similarity in the fact that it's the same location. But obviously the style for these two is very, very similar. The layout of the letters, the border, although they are produced by two different companies. First one's produced by Western Publishing and Novelty Company, Los Angeles, whilst the second one is published by Longshore Card Company, Los Angeles, California. So there you go. You have to look out for the different ones if you, like me, want a few of these just to mementos of places that I've visited. Whilst we were in Los Angeles, obviously, one of the things you have to see is the Hollywood sign, and visiting Hollywood as well. And although all of these cards were bought at one location in Florida, Hollywood, which is probably about, with the exception of Alaska, I think probably as far from Florida as you could get, certainly on the opposite coast, I found a couple of Hollywood ones. This one's published by the Western Publishing and Novelty Company, Los Angeles again. And there's a number of, this one particularly has here it has the Chinese Man Theatre, and where the people who stood at the bottom there, that's where I stood. So for me, it's a nice little memento of a place that I have visited. The last one is probably my favourite one, despite having a little bit of damage on it, but I wanted it. It's Greetings from Hollywood, but I particularly love the film camera here and the operator, because I love film and TV being my main collecting theme. So I can look at that and it's got that connection for me. So I was going to buy this one. It's got a little bit of damage down here. Not too bad, but it's one of the nicer ones. You've got the lights shining up behind. This one doesn't have the Chinese Man Theatre on it. Oh, that might be. No, I don't know. But there's some interesting little bits and pieces on those. Don't crop up in the UK very often. And as I say, all of these I had to buy when I was in Florida. What I think is interesting is I didn't find any Florida ones. So I'm going to an antiques fair there in September. So one of the things I would like to find is a Florida large letter card to add to my collection. It is Florida that I've been to more than any other location in America. And I would like to add a Florida one to my collection. So a particular style, a particular type, indicative of America. And although you find these for other locations around the world, it is America that has and owns this type of card. And I rather like them. They're very distinctive. They have a style of their own. And they make great souvenirs for locations visited. That's it for another one. Hope you enjoyed this. If you did, please subscribe, like and share. It helps with that algorithm that everyone talks about. Helps push postcards out there into the world for people to understand why we love collecting these. So until next time, as always,
Postcards from Mars, they hit my door. Tiny aliens asking for more. Writing comments like a cosmic tour. I found stardust scattered on my floor.